Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show on ZSPN on YouTube. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. The Lakers tonight, guys, came to play. They are without Anthony Davis, and I'll get to the details of Anthony Davis and his circumstances of his injury, and I want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about tonight's game against the Timberwolves tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers, and the expectations moving forward for the Los Angeles Lakers about certain players that are going to be stepping up, and also when it comes to the buyout market and potential trades. So without further ado, guys, let's just get right into it. So, guys, the Lakers got a win over the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight in convincing fashion without Anthony Davis due to injuries. I posted on the community chat and all of my social media sites about the circumstances of Anthony Davis and his injury. According to Woj from ESPN, he puts it out there, and I think this is from a statement from the Los Angeles Lakers, and it says that Anthony Davis will miss up to 2 to 3 weeks due to the injury that he suffered against the Denver Nuggets a couple of games, or it was just a couple of games ago. So it was one of those type of injuries that we all felt that, by the way he was just grabbing his right Achilles, and I'm just going to put this out there right now. When it's all came down to the reporting, we can all take two ways of thinking this reporting. We can just take it at face value and just say, you know what, it is a sprain, and he just needs to take a rest and just make sure that he's 100% when it comes to his strands that he suffered against the Denver Nuggets. So we should just leave it at that. Or we can look at the similar type of reporting that we got, a couple of years ago when it came to Kevin Durant's injury. We all witnessed what went down when it came to that particular report. The Golden State Warriors said that he suffered a strands type of injury, so he will be out for the next couple of weeks. And then it was during the playoffs that he came back, and then all of a sudden he ruptured his Achilles. I'm not trying to say that Anthony Davis and the Lakers, where they're going with this, it could potentially end up being an Achilles rupture, but judging by the way that he was just grabbing his right Achilles and just messing it around a bit, and just somehow in past period previous before he went down against the Denver Nuggets due to that injury, he was out for 2 games because of the Achilles. So there's a lot of circumstances about this type of reporting, but we can just say, as of right now, we can just put it at face value what it is. I mean, nothing has happened for us to predict that type of scenario with Anthony Davis having the similar story to Kevin Durant. But, we can just hope that Anthony Davis just takes his time. Okay? 2 to 3 weeks. I don't think it will be enough for him to come back when it comes to this particular injury. And hopefully, maybe after the All-Star break, that maybe he will be ready to go. But I will honestly say he can be out for a month. That's my prognosis. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just putting that at face value and just say, you know what, keep it a month. Let him be out for a month so he can be 100%, 200% healthy, ready to go when it comes to his particular injury. So just hopefully a speedy recovery, but in a safe way and in a healthy way for Anthony Davis. But due to the circumstance, the Los Angeles Lakers come out with a win. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in convincing fashion. I believe it was like 112 to, I might be wrong, I think it was like 102 or something like that. Some people are saying maybe, the Lakers won tonight because, they went up against the worst team in the Western Conference. So that's just an easy win for the Lakers. We should not overreact about it. But me personally, I think, this particular game, the Lakers played very well. I mean, I can honestly say they did. I mean, they all stepped up to the plate when it's all said and done. Now, defensively, they were struggling a bit, especially when it came to the second and third quarter. But they made it up, and we all really had to give a lot of credit to LeBron James, who had a 30-point game, stepping up for the Lakers due to the circumstances of Anthony Davis being out. So he needs to be the number one guy to step up to the plate and just dominate every single night. And now I just hope that the players that are around him will carry the load once, hopefully, if he needs to sit out and just take a rest here and there, that maybe a couple of players will step up in the future. And one of them was Dennis Schroder, who had 24 points, and I believe he had 4 steals out there tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's the one that stepped up to the plate. I even said this throughout my series of the NBA season for the Los Angeles Lakers, that Dennis Schroder is the third option for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's always been that way, and Laker fans have been so appreciative when it came to Dennis Schroder and his ability to really step up to the plate. And this time around, he really did with 24 points. Great job out there for Dennis Schroder, and I just hope we can see more out of him due to the circumstance of Anthony Davis being out. So great job out there for Dennis Schroder. Guys, there is a player in mind that we had to give a lot of credit out there for his performance, stepping up to the plate for the Los Angeles Lakers because of the injury of Anthony Davis, and that was Marc Gasol. Yeah, he had 11 points, but he went 3 of 4 from the three. A big guy like him shooting threes like that, I mean, you don't really see that often. And you can just honestly say, I think he had 4 rebounds as well. I might be mistaken, but he stepped up. He stepped up for the Lakers. And there was a moment in the game, I forgot what quarter it was, but I think it was probably the third, maybe it was like the beginning of the fourth quarter, that Marc Gasol with his threes that he made, he really helped the Lakers boost their lead, about maybe 10-point lead at one point. So his presence out there for the Los Angeles Lakers played a huge role in the Lakers win also. He was, I can honestly say he was like the main focal point of the Lakers win as well. So, we have to give a lot of credit to Marc Gasol for stepping up to the plate, and hopefully we could just see more out of him and the rest of the Lakers. I just want to say, not just one individual player after another. I think the rest of the Lakers squad need to step up to the plate when it's all said and done, and step up due to Anthony Davis being out. Because if you want to be a championship contender and have the ability to be respected when it comes to playoff time, you need to step up to the plate, and that's what the Lakers need to do when it's all said and done. And by the time Anthony Davis does come back, we can just have the reassurance that the Lakers will be back in championship contention. But still remains to be seen about that, but hopefully it does come true. But great job out there for Marc Gasol. When it comes to the rest of the Lakers squad, Kyle Kuzma replacing Anthony Davis, and he had 7 points, and I believe he had 4 rebounds, but it just wasn't his night to step up in that particular moment. But I think further down the line, once the Lakers play a couple more games, we're going to see more out of Kyle Kuzma, and his role on the Los Angeles Lakers being much improved because of Anthony Davis being out. So hopefully we can see more out of Kuz moving forward. But we just have to see if he will live up to that expectations moving forward. So Just putting that out there. And then, when it comes to the bench, Montrezl Harrell stepping up for the Lakers from the bench with 17 points. And then you have Wesley Matthews, who had 9 points. So it was all a teamwork effort. I mean, all Lakers tonight, they all stepped up for the Los Angeles Lakers. I might be mistaken. I think it was not Wesley Matthews. I believe it was Markieff Morris, but I might be mistaken, that scored 9 points from the bench. But I might be mistaken with the Wesley Matthews, but I believe it was Markieff Morris, but I just want to correct myself if I was wrong or not. So, but you guys will obviously see who stepped up on the bench, in that sort of instance. So, but, overall, the Lakers, they played well tonight. They had a good teamwork effort in this win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, like I said, it is the Timberwolves, so they are the worst team in the Western Conference with, I believe, 7 wins into the season with, I believe, 21, maybe 22 losses on their record. So it's just nothing compared to the Lakers, winning record, and that is, I believe, 22. Maybe it was 23 wins under their belt with 7 losses. And I believe they are still ranked in the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. So, the circumstances of the Lakers and what they are in right now puts into a lot of question, but at the same time, a lot of promise, because the Lakers have the ability to win games even without Anthony Davis. And we also witnessed that once he first went down with that, when he was dealing that first sight of that Achilles, when he was out for like 2 to 3 games, when the Lakers went into that particular moment when they went into those overtime type of games. And, with that, the Lakers still won games even without Anthony Davis. But that does not mean that the Lakers are a team to be like a championship team without Anthony Davis. That's not going to happen. I mean, they need Anthony Davis to win a championship. I mean, that's just my own personal opinion. But with that, we could expect maybe Lakers management, Rob Pelinka, could potentially look for an add-on to the Lakers roster for that potential help once Anthony Davis does return. And there's always been that mindset, but, even when Anthony Davis was still on the team and healthy. But, with him being out, there's a lot of expectations maybe that the Lakers might look at potential trades, but I don't think they will potentially lose an asset to get another player. I think they will potentially look at the buyout market. That's what all rumors and updates are putting out there, and the news out there, that the Lakers might look at the buyout market for potential players who could get a buyout from Andre Drummond, who could potentially be traded, but, there's a lot of expectations that he could get a buyout. There's also Blake Griffin, who, is sitting out due to trade rumors, and him potentially could get a buyout, but still remains to be seen about that. And I don't have an opinion about anything right now, but, my mindset was always been that the Lakers still need to look for a center, a type of defender type of player. So, either player that I brought up could be a great fit for the Los Angeles Lakers, but, there's not a lot of news lately when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers and their interest in these particular players. They've been floated around, but there have been some reports about that lately. And those particular teams, they're going to be looking for potential, partners for potential trade to go down. But hopefully, by the time we reach March at the buyout market with the trade deadline approaching, maybe something will go down when it comes to the buyout market that the Lakers could look at. But, still remains to be seen about that. And, there's just a lot of, players in mind that the Lakers might look at, but like I said, it still remains to be seen about that. And hopefully, the Lakers just go on this path that they're on a good note, and hopefully once the time happens for Anthony Davis to return, that he will be 110%, maybe more. I mean, we want him to be at his healthiest when it comes to playoff time, once the Lakers approach that particular month for playoffs. And I just can't wait for the Lakers to finally be starting to have a mindset going into the regular season without Anthony Davis, and hopefully they just start to win games. I believe they will be facing the Nets, and the circumstances of Kevin Durant still remains to be seen if he's going to play in that particular game, but still remains to be seen. So like always, I'll keep you guys up to the coverage of the Lakers and the NBA season when it comes to games. And I really do appreciate every single one of you for showing me the love and support for my channel. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos, and please give me your thoughts about the Lakers win against the T-Wolves tonight. Who do you think really stepped up for the Lakers tonight? I really want to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And guys, when it comes to the buyout market or potential trades, who do you think the Lakers should pursue? Now, if you guys don't think a trade will happen, give me your thoughts about a buyout scenario. Who do you think the Lakers will pursue? If somehow potential players like Blake Griffin or somebody else who could get bought out from their particular teams. Do you think the Lakers should pursue them? Or do you think there's somebody in mind that you think the Lakers should consider once that particular player is on the buyout market? I really want to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.